Lord Byron says, always laugh when you can and choose medicine. Today I'm going to talk about the benefits of medicine and laughter. Psychologically and medically, people have gained health advantages when having a lifestyle full of humor and laughter. Laughter has not only been proven to be good for our emotional health, but has also been proven to help us be healthier physically. First, I'm going to talk about the physical effects of laughter and then the medical promises. One of the ways medically laughter can help us physically is it helps promote good blood flow. Researchers from Maryland University found in a study conducted with 300 people. What they did is they took 300 people and they put half of the group and they had them watch a comedy movie. And then they put half of the other group and they had them watch dramatic movies. And after they were done watching the movies, they analyzed them and they saw that the ones who had watched the comedy movies had better blood flow throughout their body than the ones who had watched dramatic movies. And this shows that they thought it had to do with the cardiovascular workout that we get when we laugh. So it's good that we laugh because it helps our blood flow and helps prevent illnesses and keeps our vital organs healthy. Laughter also helps our immune responses and monitor our blood sugar levels. Statistics recorded by medicaldictionary.com show that immune responses, such as infection-fighting antibodies and immune cells, are heightened in those who have humor in their lives. CBS News found that laughter helps those with diabetes. What they did is they took 20 people with diabetes, and they all had to leave the same meal. And then after half of the group went to watch a comedic person do a comedy, and then the other half went to a lecture. And the people who went to the lecture had their blood sugar pretty much stayed the same, and those who watched the comedy, their blood sugar lowered. So this thought might be due to the cardiovascular workout again that we get when we laugh. This is a picture of some of the benefits that our body can get when we laugh. One of the things it says up here is helps body fight infection or reduces blood pressure and heart rate, and helps store nutrients and oxygen to the body tissues, and it also helps us relax muscles throughout the body. And that's just a few of the benefits that we can get. Laughter has also helped to fight against the number one killer in America, which is heart disease. In a recent study done by cardiologists, they found that people who had heart disease were 40% less likely to laugh in certain situations than those people of the same age who had heart disease. And in this study, they had 300 people, and half of the group had heart disease and half the group didn't. What they did is they gave them a survey to see what they thought about humor and what in certain situations, and when they laughed in certain situations. And it concluded that people who had heart disease took certain situations much more seriously than people who didn't. And medical studies also indicate that laughter helps boost endorphins, which is a natural painkiller, and helps suppress the levels of epinephrine, which is a stress hormone. Norman Cousins, an author of the book Anatomy of Illness, discovered that laughter is a natural painkiller. He was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, which is really painful. And so what he did is he kind of they wanted to put him on a whole bunch of painkillers, and he didn't really feel comfortable with that. So they had him, so he kind of put himself on his own regimen. And what he did is he watched 15 minutes of one of his favorite shows called The Marx Brothers, and he found that if he laughed continually for 15 minutes, that he would get 2 hours of pain relief. So this increase in pain threshold has been proven in other studies as well. Another believer of medicine of laughter is Patch Adams. This is a picture of him. This is a picture of him. What he did is once he started practicing medicine, he would go to the hospitals and entertain some of the kids who had cancer or people who were terminally ill. And he found that those that he interacted with, people that who made laugh, that they often would get better or start having a better outlook on their illness. And a lot of the doctors didn't approve of it because they thought that it was too serious and take medicine more seriously, but afterwards they showed such improvement that he actually goes to hospitals now and teaches different doctors how to make the patients laugh and to take things more lighthearted. And I think another thing that supports this is in 1980, a study was conducted with cancer patients who were terminally ill. And what they did is they got to be able to fulfill one more wish in their life. And like one person wanted to play the piano, so they got to play the piano. And after they had done this, all the patients who had been able to fill their lives and like laughed and become more lighthearted, they all went into remission. And it doesn't really matter if you have cancer or something, we start laughing a lot that we're all magically healed or something, but it definitely shows that if we're positive about our certain situations, that it can improve them. So now that cancer has been proven to be helped in medicine by laughter, Einstein Cancer Center patients are encouraged to attend what they call strength-free therapy. This is a picture of what it might look for what people in a session might look like. Basically what they do is they have like jokes, people come and clown, funny, and what they concluded is that people who attend the sessions, that they often have it helps them heal with their chronic diseases, or at least the American Cancer Society says it reduces stress and promotes relaxation, which helps the people, the patients, forget their ailments for a little bit and be able to think about real life. So laughter has been proven to be beneficial for all. It can not only bring joy to those around us, but it can be used to help medicine. From our emotional health to our physiological moods, it is clear that laughter truly is the best medicine.
All right, the thesis and the preview are really solid, and the content, I think, is nicely developed for the time that you have. You've got a good exit line. I think you could use a little bit more of a summary. The quote is okay as an attention device. The problems that I had with the introduction mostly have to do with presentation. I think that you're rushing the opening. You're going a little quick, and sometimes I had a little difficulty making out some of the words. It's not that your pace is fast all the time, but there are a few words that you seem to kind of rush through, and it was not always good. It took me like the third or fourth time when you said movies to figure out what it was that you were saying. And then there's another place later on where you say remission, and I had to think about it. It took me 20 seconds to catch up with what's going on there. So most of the time it's pretty clear when you're speaking, but you have one or two places where maybe you're trying to do some emphasis in the way you're speaking or getting an idea across, and it's a little too quick there. I thought that you had appropriate gestures. Your indicators were right when you were using the visual materials. Your facial expressions and your eye contact there's not a lot of variety in the expression, but you do look like you are involved when you're speaking. And your eye contact, same sort of thing. You look up pretty regularly. You have a lot of information that you have to remind yourself of, quotes and examples and statistics and those kinds of things. So you are maybe a little script dependent, but I thought that you did a pretty good job presenting. When you do look up, though, it needs to be distributed a little bit more. It tended to be just toward these two rows as opposed to the corners of the sides of the room, which is, of course, where the most important people are, right here. So that makes perfect sense. I didn't see any obvious signs of anxiety. You looked like you were in control the whole time. I thought that you projected pretty well. So the content of the speech is really solid. The delivery is good in most places. Just one or two things to work on. All right, thank you.